Hello everyone, welcome to Nirja Education. This is class 8 science lesson number 1 crop production. In the previous videos we discussed about agriculture practice 3 steps, that is the preparation of soil, sowing and manuring. In this video we are going to discuss on irrigation. Before seeing this video, please go through my previous videos, then only you will get the connectivity. At the same time, please subscribe our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, get into the chapter. What is mean by irrigation? Irrigation is nothing but adding of water to the plant at particular time period. That process is called irrigation. Already we prepared the land, we showed the seed also and added manure also. Next we have to add water. Water is very important to the plant growth, etc. Now that process is called irrigation. Again I repeat, irrigation is nothing but is a process of adding water to the crops in the field at the particular time period or particular time duration. That process is called irrigation. Okay, next we are going to discuss what are the sources of irrigation, where we are getting the waters, means we are getting the sources or wells, tube wells, dams, canals, rivers, ponds and streams, etc. These are the different sources water is used for the agriculture purpose. Next one is why we need irrigation, why we want to add water. As we all know that water is a precious substance, it is a solvent, right? It acts as a solution also. This water only provides plant all the physical activities like photosynthesis. If photosynthesis, as we all know that plants are autotrophic organism, they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. If photosynthesis need to occur, water is main component. Then transpiration, excess amount of water can be released in the form of water vapor, then only temperature should be maintained. So these type of physical activities are carried by water. Then after sowing we should add water, otherwise seeds cannot be germinate. So seed needs to germinate, means so water is required. The first one is it provide all the physical activity, another one is seeds can be germinate at the moist soil only. Then water absorbed in the soil, so soil texture and holding capacity also increase. Another one is roots are elongated. Due to water only roots get elongated, it absorbs water very nicely. Then fourth one, all the minerals, soil minerals are dissolved inside the water, it absorbed by the roots. So these are the different purposes only that irrigations are used. Again I repeat, irrigations are used for different purpose. Irrigations are used for different purpose. Plant growth, physical activities of plant like photosynthesis and transpiration, root elongation, seed germination and soil water capacity, holding capacity, etc. Next one is methods of irrigation. Next we are going to discuss about methods of irrigation. There are the two methods of irrigation is there. The types of irrigations are two types. One is traditional method. Another one is modern method. There are the two methods. One is traditional method. In the previous, traditionally, whatever the methods are used for the irrigation, that is called a traditional method. The second one is called a modern method. First we need to discuss about traditional method. Traditional methods in the previously for starting time or still now also they are using, but there are the traditional. There are the four different types of traditional method is there. One is moat, M-O-A-T, that is first one is moat, that is moat. Second one is Dhekli, D-H-E-K-L-I, D-H-E-K-L-I, Dhekli. The third one is Rahat, R-A-H-A-T, Rahat. Fourth one is chain pump, chain pump. These are the four methods or traditional methods. What are traditional methods means? The irrigation process can done by traditionally, those methods are called traditional method. There are the 4 traditional methods are there. One is moat, tegli, rahat and chain pump. There are the 4 methods. First, what is mean by moat? Moat is nothing but water is pulled from the well and directly supplied to the field. That is called moat. Again I repeat, water is pulled from the well and directly supplied to the field. That is called moat. After completing this all the traditional method, I will show the picture, you will come to know. Next one is tegli. Tegli is what is mean by means buckets are in this method, buckets are used and with the help of rope the water is pulled out from the well. Buckets are used in this method, the buckets are connected with the ropes and water is pulled out from the well and directly pour into the field. That is called tegli. The third one is rahat. Buckets are knotted with a rope on the wheel. Buckets are knotted with the rope on the wheel and bulls are rotated the handle due to which wheels are turned up and water gets filled into the field. Understand? Buckets are connected with the wheels are connected to the bulls rotate the handle, due to rotation the buckets are drop the water into the field. This is called rahat. Fourth one is chain pump. Here there are the 2 wheels are used. One wheel is easily visible. If you see the image also you can come to know one wheel is in above the side. The another one wheel is little dipped inside the soil, slightly dipped into the soil. But both wheels are connected each other. They are connected with the help of chain. So the 2 wheels are connected with the chain and the buckets are joined with the wheel. When the wheels are rotate, the buckets get filled with water and drop inside the field land. This is called chain pump. Here the 2 wheels are there, one is visible, another one is just slightly inside the soil. But both wheels are connected with the chain as well as bucket. So when this wheel will rotate, automatically the bucket is filled with water and dropped on the land. This is called chain pump. These all are 4 methods of traditional. No need to go far in detail. You have to learn only the terms moat, rahat and tegli and chain pump. For your understanding, I explain everything. Now you can see the images. Above the 2 images are moat and tegli. The below the 2 images are rahat and chain pump. Now we are going to learn modern methods of irrigation. Before that, once again we have to recall what are traditional methods of irrigation. There are the 4 methods we discussed: moat, tegli, rahat, chain pumps. There are the 4 traditional methods. Next we are discuss on modern methods of irrigation. These modern methods also 4 different types. The first one is furrow irrigation. Furrow irrigation. The second one is basin irrigation. The third one is sprinkler irrigation. Fourth one is drip irrigation. There are the 4 modern methods of irrigation: furrow, basin, sprinkler and drip irrigation. Right? We need to discuss in detail. What is furrow irrigation means? Water allowed to enter the field through channels or furrows. So the waters can be entered through channels or furrows. So in these furrows only the water will be entered. So that irrigation is called furrow irrigation. Water allowed to enter the field through channels or furrows made between 2 rows. Made between the 2 rows. Clear? So this irrigation is called furrow irrigation. Next we are going to discuss about basin irrigation. This type of irrigation mostly used for those who are the plants required for more amount of water, particularly rice. These plants require more amount of water. The field just filled with water. The entire field is filled with water. Suppose you just imagine this is the crop land. The entire land is filled with water. So this type of irrigation is called a basin irrigation. So first one is make a channel 2 or 3 furrows. From the furrows water is filled. Water is allowed to enter the crop. That is called furrow. Basin means the entire crop land is filled with water. It looks like a pond, right? So that type of thing is called a basin irrigation. This basin irrigation is usually only used for those who are the plants require more amount of water. Next one is sprinkler irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation means water is distributed through the system of perpendicular pipeline, usually by pumping. Here this is the perpendicular pipeline. It is usually connected with the main pipeline. It is mainly connected. Here these pipes are connected with the main pipes. At the one end of the pipe, the rotating nozzles are present at the top end. When the water flows through the main pipe under the pressure, it escapes through the rotating nozzle and gets sprinkled over the cropland. It is similar to rainfall. This is called sprinkler irrigation. This sprinkler irrigation recommended only for sandy soil. It is not recommended for all soil. It is only recommended for sandy soil only. One major disadvantages also is there for this sprinkler irrigation. What does that mean? Soil cannot retain the water for longer time because already it is sprinkled the water only. So for longer time water cannot be hold inside. That is the major disadvantages. This is only recommended for sandy soil. What is the disadvantage of the sprinkler irrigation means the water's holding capacity is very less because it is sprinkle the water. So retain water is very less. Next we are going to discuss there is a drip irrigation. As I have already told that this drip irrigation is a very effective method. At the same time here the wastage of water is very less compared than previous 3 modern methods. This method why I am telling effective means because the water wastage is very less. Here the system provides the water to the plants drop by drop. Suppose you just imagine these are the plants. Here the tubes are connected. So the small holes will be present at the root. So they will provide the water drop by drop just near the root region. So this method is called the drip irrigation. Drop by drop water droplets are fall near to the root region. So base of the plant. This is called the drip irrigation, right? This system is boon of plant. Why we are telling it is a boon of plant means wherever the availability of water is very less, that places also the drip irrigation is used because already the water is fall into drop by drop. That is the reason it is boon to plants because water availability wherever it is poor it is used. So I hope you have understood this 4 modern method. Next one is we are going to discuss if you add too much water to the land or not added water, what will happen? First we will discuss about water logging. What is mean by water logging? The word itself showing the meaning logging of water. So this water logging it has happened when we are adding too much water. So irrigation is more, the water is standing on the land more. So that time what will happen, that aeration will not happen properly. So the roots will not get proper amount of air because more accumulation of water. That is called what? Water lagging. So both too much water or too dry also very harmful to the crop. When we add too much water is given to the cropland, it stands and accumulated water on the land. Due to that reason roots will not get penetrate. Root will not get air. So automatically water will log the entire area. So immediately what will happen? The crop growth also diminish. Harvest also very less. So when watering is very important for there is a very important for crop growing, but at the same time we have to concentrate Too much water also problem. It is less water also affect the growth. Too much water also affect the growth. I hope you have understood. Thank you. Have a nice day.